Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It's July the 24th, and we're going to be reading in Psalm 63 and 64. The first psalm, Psalm 63, is a psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judea. And he begins, O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in a dry and thirsty land where no water is. David had this yearning for God. I've called it, this psalm, Yearning for God. And he describes it. Let's listen to him. He says, because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live, and I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed, and meditate on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings will I rejoice. It's beautiful, the experience that David had. Of course, it's nothing to do with a Christian experience. He is on the run. He is in the wilderness of Judea. He's not in the wilderness just for recreation. He's in the wilderness because he's fleeing for his life. He says, my soul followeth hard after thee. Thy right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. Now, this expression, the lower parts of the earth, it's merely talking about the grave. He said they will go down to the grave. Verse 10 explains it. They shall fall by the sword. They shall be a portion for foxes. When they die and when they're buried, foxes will search out their bodies to eat them. But the king shall rejoice in God. Every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of him that speaketh lies shall be stopped. So this is David living his life under the law in perfect righteousness and justice. He says, I will bless the Lord while I live. But those that are wicked, their mouths will be stopped. Wow. Now, Psalm 64 is a prayer for protection. And David is going to describe wicked men. He's then going to describe what God will do to them. And he's then going to describe what the righteous will think about it. He says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Now, we've said before that these Psalms of David, they're all about David's physical life in the Old Covenant as King of Israel. It's all about his physical life. It's all about protection in the day of battle. He says, hear my voice, O God, in my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. So in these Old Testament times, salvation is primarily the preservation of David's life. He says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him, and they fear not. You see, he's saying these people that take secret plots, they conspire together, he says. They whet their tongue like a sword. They sharpen their tongue, you see. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, "Who will see them?" They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. However, verse 7, he then speaks about what God will do. He says, "But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider his doing." What he's saying is that they plan and they scheme in private, but God will deal with them, and he'll deal with them quickly, and he will bring their end to an end quickly. And all those men that see God acting in that way will fear God, and they will declare the work of God. They will speak to one another about what God has done in stepping in and bringing salvation for David and judgment upon his enemies. And verse 10. Now verse 10 is my password for today. Beautiful phrase. He says, "The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory." You see, the contrast, as we see, is between the wicked and the righteous. The wicked do that which is wicked in the eyes of the Lord. The righteous are those that do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord. It's not talking about the saved and the unsaved. It's talking about the wicked and the righteous, and this is according to law. None of them are saved, but the righteous do what is right. That's the point. And the righteous will be glad in the Lord when he brings justice and judgment upon the enemies of David. And not only shall they be glad in the Lord, but they will trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall give glory to him. So there we are. What an amazing thing. These Psalms are amazing insight. They're an amazing insight into the way in which David, this old covenant king, lived before the Lord his God. Well, God bless you. It's great to speak to you. Look forward to speaking to you again in the morning. Bye for now.